let's talk about the Voyager range, the ultimate adventure touring paddleboard. Perhaps you're doing a multi-day trip, or maybe you just want to be able to go a bit further, a bit faster with ultimate straight line performance. Or maybe you've entered into a Challenger race or an Adventure Series race, which you just want to have a really stable board that you can load up with gear and have a great day out on. Now, the Voyager range all have some pretty amazing features, which makes paddling that much more efficient and allows you to focus on the surroundings and really enjoying the expedition at hand. So let's talk through some of the features now. All the Voyagers have 3 carry handles across the center of the board. An extended long center handle allows you to move and position your hand depending on the load of the board. So if you have weight or bags or cargo at the front, or maybe on the back of the board, you can adjust your hand positioning to allow you to find the center point and balance the board accordingly. The side handles here, if you look at the boards behind me, have been removed. So you can either have them on if you're going through a number of portages or getting out at pontoons or dock sides where you need to be able to release the water tension and be able to remove the board, or you can fully remove them for a really clean and extra wide standing area, especially if the conditions are looking a bit choppy or rough. On the deck pad, we've got this diamond cut area at the front, which allows you to extra traction when you're at the front of the board, but also helps you orientate yourself when you're standing so you know exactly where the center hander is without having to look down. Then you've got your red embossed EVA deck pad all the way down to the tail section, which again turns into your diamond cut section in case you're practicing your step back turns, or maybe you're doing some serious downwinding on larger swells and you need to get to the back of the board and know where you are and lock in. You've then got your fully adjustable elastic bungees, flat bungees at the front to be able to lock down cargo, as well as 2 accessory mounts to be able to attach GoPros or radios or trackers. You've got carry handles front and back to allow you to carry the board as a pair, but also, again, getting the board out of the water or retrieving it when you're in the water, it just gives you multiple grab points as well. Now, the real magic of the Voyagers comes in at the front of the board here. We have something called our V-hull. Now, our Voyager range use our exclusive use of MSL material. That's ultimately a material which we design and specify ourselves. It uses a welded fusion technology to give you ultimate durability when you're on adventures, to give you that reliability and safety that you want from your boards. But the V-hull is a section which allows this concave, convex shape to appear, which allows you to cut through any chop and also aids tracking when you're looking for that straight line performance. If you combine that with our twin fins on the underside of the board, it provides ultimate straight line performance. You can see we've got our twin fin system at the back here. They're 8-inch US fin touring fins. They allowed you to, one, go in a lovely straight line without having to change your paddle stroke too many times. But more importantly, it also allows you to rest the board on the ground and load up any cargo with a nice central mount rather than a single fin, which has a tendency to fall from side to side as you load gear, especially on the back of the board. Furthermore, by having the 2 fins, it allows us to have a slightly shorter fin, an 8-inch fin, which allows you to access shallower hang-up sections and explore riverways and waterways that much more easily. Now, those fins are slightly towed in. What that does is it allows the water to channel down through and really keep your board locked in, giving you that straight line performance. The amount of feedback that we get about these boards is huge in the fact that it's simply made paddling more efficient because you're spending less time changing sides and more time just putting the power down and not missing paddle strokes. On the 13.2 and the 12-foot Voyager that I have in front of me, we also have our speed tail, a rubberized strip at the back of the board to aid water release. So as the water comes down the board, rather than wrapping around the rail at the back of the board, it releases, giving you a much quicker water flow off the back of the board. So the Voyager 12-foot is 280 litres. So ultimately it's perfect to riders up to about 110 kilograms, somewhere like that. But if you want to step it up to larger weights or maybe larger cargo, we then have our 13.2 and 12.6 Voyagers. The 12.6 comes with everything I just spoke about and is a 6-inch thick board. Now the 6 inches gives us that extra volume, so suddenly you jump up to more like 360 litres of volume here. It means that you can really load this board up with cargo. It's also 32 inches wide, so it increases the stability. So if you're going on a multi-day trip where the conditions are likely to change and vary during the trip, then ultimately this gives you that real flexibility to be able to go just about anywhere and give you that confidence and that safety that you're going to be able to make it through the rough stuff. All of our Voyager boards come with our RSS stiffening system. So the RSS stiffening system is a batten which is inserted up the edge of the board at 1 psi, or just as the board takes shape, and that increases the stiffness. Particularly important on your 12-foot Voyager, where the board is 4.7 inches thick, to appeal to slightly smaller, lighter riders, or to give you that slightly more quicker agility feel when you're on the water. Makes you feel really connected to the water surface. Now, if you were to supersize the 12-foot Voyager, then you would end up with the 13.2. The 13.2 is added length, and its extra thickness at 6 inches thick gives you ultimately more volume, closer to 350 litres. So slightly less than the 12.6, but still plenty in terms of rider weight and also being able to take lots of kit with you on the water, both front and back. It has the 6 tie-down points at the back for additional storage should you need it, but also those 3 adjustable bungees at the front as well. It's also just 30 inches wide, so slightly narrower than the 12.6. Again, working with that length, the V-hull, that shape gives you that extra speed and glide, making longer trips your paddling stroke that much more efficient, saving you energy and allowing you to put the power down when you need it most and to sprint through any of the rough stuff. Ultimately, whichever Voyager you choose, it is the ultimate upgrade to any adventure, allowing you to get the very most out of every single paddle session and every single paddle stroke. Happy paddling.